The Architecture of Hope by W.J. Constantine. Hope is a feral thing, not the neat little candle people whisper about in Hallmark prayers, not the soft-winged dove they keep as a mascot for their trembling optimism. No, hope is a mangy, starving mutt that drags itself out of the alley of your ribs every time life throws you face first into concrete. It snarls and spits blood, licks its wounds, and still limps forward even when you swear you don't want to. Mankind always thought hope was a halo, some heavenly glow ordained to chosen souls. But they were wrong. They are wrong about so many things. They worship comfort like it's sacred scripture, chasing the illusion that softness is the same thing as salvation. They build cities out of fear, religions out of denial, and futures out of empty promises they never intend to keep. We've mistaken survival for life. We call it progress when we march in circles. We call it wisdom when we parrot the dead. We call it human nature when we refuse to look at the ruins we create. Hope, real hope, does not live in that mess. It is the weed that breaks through the asphalt the moment the world forgets to keep crushing it. It is the scream that refuses to stay trapped in your throat. It is the heartbeat that slams against your ribs like fists against a locked door, booming out a message you don't want to hear. Get up. I said get up. People want a gentle hope, a polite hope, something that won't stain the carpet or disrupt the peace. But hope is not peaceful. It is war fought inside a single body. It is the moment you decide that despair does not get to be the final narrator of your story. It is the moment you say no. Not like this. Not today. Even with your hands shaking, especially with your hands shaking. Humanity tries to bury hope under debt, distraction, dopamine, under 1,000 shiny new ways to never face ourselves. But every time the world implodes, every time we burn down our own tomorrows because we couldn't resist playing with matches, hope crawls out of the ashes, coughing and cursing, and still says, we can try again, we can do better, we can build something worth the breath it costs, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe mankind fears hope because hope demands responsibility. Hope demands truth. Hope demands a spine. It demands that we admit we have been wrong, wrong in the way we measure worth, wrong in the way we worship convenience, wrong in the way we mistake noise for meaning. Hope is the revolt against everything hollow inside us. It is the rebellion of the broken. It is the quiet uprising of every soul that has been told to stay small, stay silent, stay grateful for scraps. Hope is not a whisper. It is a riot of light, a riot of will, a riot that erupts from shattered people who were told they'd never rise but did, and will and do. And maybe that's the point. We rise because we shouldn't be able to. We rise because something ancient inside us refuses to stay dead. We rise because hope, wild, dirty, relentless hope, digs its claws into our grief and drags us toward a future that hasn't been written yet. And if mankind got one thing right, just one, it's that hope, the real kind, the kind that tastes like iron and electricity, belongs to no one and everyone, and is the last thing standing when the fragile architecture of the world finally collapses under its own lies. Hope survives us. Hope defies us. Hope rebuilds us in the image of something truer than the broken truths we inherited. Hope is the wreckage and the resurrection. And you, yes, you, still breathing, still dragging your bruised spirit back into the fight, you are the proof. You are the evidence that hope is not an idea. Hope is a creature, a force, a refusal, a promise carved out of bone that says, we are not done here.